Hey guys, it's Starting coming at you with another game, A Darkest Dungeon, and today we're gonna go and try to kill the Hag Witch. That means we're gonna bring, just like so much of everything, tons of bandages because we're bringing an occultist. Not like a cartoonish amount of everything, but a lot of everything, right? Because I want to win.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew
Because I want to
intolerable.
win.
She quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
Where her wildness would be welcomed. Oh, it's Weald, not Veald.
There is method in the wild corruption here.
But we're just gonna,
It bears a form both
we know she's gonna be at the end of the long journey there, so we're just gonna get to it. An absolute ton of food, which is great, right? Because we'll be able to, use food for HP. The rare. Alright, so Hateful Virago. That guy looks like a problem, doesn't it? And he dodges me. So basically, a lot of our trinkets are based around getting higher dodge numbers or accuracy if the torch is high. And so that should hopefully work out pretty well. What we're going to do here is just start sticking the bleeds, or... No, we want to kill this guy in particular.
Precision and power.
Alright, we'll get a counter here. Oh no, the riposte doesn't work there. I guess because it's not targeting him. I don't know. I don't know the rules. I do know that 34 dodge there, pretty fine. She has 15 plus accuracy on top of everything else. And then probably 5 for a trait. So she has like 20% higher. And he gets debuffed, but... that's what all the herbs are for.
Knowing uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Popping our abyssal there. Alright, so they're at 9. Any amount of damage would get it. We go here. Wow, yeah, even with our high accuracy, still missing. That's the breaks. We're going to go ahead and swap spots here, and then he'll pistol shot there in the event that it's necessary, but it shouldn't be. We're going to hound. Nope, the bleed. The bleed got resisted. Well, hopefully he doesn't heal, right? Like, at least this is like a room battle, right? And,
As
there
the
we
fiend
go.
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
By which I mean to say, at least we don't, like... There's a finite number of room battles, so... Here, we didn't really bring his bleed ability, even though it would have been good for most of it, because it can't hit the hag, right? And that's the basic thing that we wanted to do. Alright, we'll just, Yeah,
Great
there we
is the
go,
weapon
very
that cuts on its
nice.
own.
Because we have a ton of bandages, and the occultist can heal for a lot, or for, like, basically none. That's, that's why he's fun. But this does lower the prot down, so we'll be able to actually start getting the work in there. We are going to go ahead and try to heal here for 21. And, sometimes you heal, and then the bleed doesn't happen, and then you feel, like, good about it. I love that it tells you whether or not they get hurt a split second after
Their formation
they tell
is
you
broken.
how much you get healed.
Maintain the offensive.
Alright, we're just gonna leave the trinkets.
Finding the stuff is only the first
Wow,
test.
that's a lot of stuff.
Now it must be carried home.
Hooray! You know, with an absolute ton of food, you can do this. Normally, I never would dare. Did I bring 3 shovels? Yes. Right. So, like, sometimes 2's enough. Sometimes you feel like you want 3. I'm just talking theoretically. I don't actually know what I'm talking about, right? Whenever I make a statement confidently about this game, I'm only pretending to know. All right. So here we go over the back. Just a little normal thing here. Hopefully we can get a nice counter attack. Nope, we miss. It's all good. And I imagine the old Harry of the Hounds will be the best thing we can do. What we want to do here is just try to eliminate one from the turn order. And we do. You know, he already had a bleed on him, but a mark miss and then a counterattack miss. You know, very elegant. A stylish dance. With 47 dodge, you know, even like 20 is sort of noticeable, but I think our strategy of stacking the dodge with the torch cloaks and stuff is good. You know, it does give you negative stun resist, which hasn't bitten us yet. That doesn't mean it won't ever. And I think here, this one, well, unless he gets riposted, he doesn't. The status effects are less worrisome because we've got, like, such a cartoonish amount of supplies.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Here
We require only the strength to follow it.
We hit the guy in front, because we figure the Hound's Harry will stack another bleed on, and that'll make a difference between the rest of these. You know, these riposts keep missing, but that's okay. It's about sending a message. That guy would have got to do something, but, you know, what are you going to do, right? Nine, 5, that's a number. And the bleed goes on.
Slowly,
Perfection.
gently.
Absolute
This is how
perfection.
life is taken.
And we're just leaving all that stuff because I'm actually just, you know, I'm taking all the items, right? That's what we're doing. That's what's hot on the streets. It has a lock on it. Alright, do we take sapphires and stuff more than some of these things? We'll take a ruby. We still have an absolute ton of food, but I wanna get out of here alive.
A blazing star is born.
Look, being too careful in this game can only cost you a little bit of time and a lot of money. We've walked right into a trap.
Possessed by evil intent.
Of course, our stress is overall still very well managed.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Poison tree. For even more food.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
These guys are simple enough, right? Except they dodged all of it. What? Does it generate the accuracy all at once? Possibly.
Destroyed.
Still, we've got a couple room battles, which means we don't expect more than like one more before the boss. I don't think. They don't just generate like an absolute ton of them, usually. I'm just talking about what I think I've learned. I don't know. But,
Annihilated.
I'm thinking with our items, you know, I'm hoping that we'll be able to
Be wary. Triumphant
just
pride
run right over
precipitates
him.
a dizzying fall.
And being appropriately prepared pays off again, you know. Probably want some anti-venom in case the hag does something. I don't, you know, this is the thing about playing this game. Like, I don't even remember what really happens in the fights. I prepared, like, totally wrong for the siren.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Brutal. Like, even with all of her accuracy, you know, they still do have, like, a bunch of dodge, though, right? So, it's not like it's free.
Purchase,
That's what all the other accuracy stuff is for.
and purpose is made clear.
Alright, alright. Then we got a trap up coming right here. Oh, look how clever he is.
The light, the promise of safety.
And she finds some treasures encased within the remains. Good for her. Good for her indeed. We got a little bit of a fight here. You know, I'm sure it'll be fine. That guy in the back is stealth, which could be annoying, but I bet he'll just like walk into a problem, right? Go there to stack that on him, and then we're probably going to go for the kill here. He might be able to do 22. Well. Hey, KP. I'm doing all right. You know, just enjoying my morning off before I go into work.
Grievous injury.
Getting further and further into this game.
Fear.
It's really interesting how, like,
A singular strike.
I grew to feel like I knew what I was doing, and then I, like, try a couple different things. I'm like, oh, okay, I had no idea what I was doing before. Now I know what I'm doing. Now I totally have it. And then, you know, of course, who knows how long that'll last. But going for this boss here, very exciting times. Gonna do here. Heal for one. Heal for one? Question mark? Yes, for one.
Confusion.
So you're gonna reinstall it and start a new game. Man, it's so cool. Like, now that I've unlocked most of the stuff in the town, I'm like, man, I really miss whenever I was still unlocking stuff.
Brought low and driven
No,
into the mud.
I'm the target guy for stuff like that. I love unlocking junk. We're just gonna eat a bunch of food here because we have so much. Man, having way too many resources is amazing. It's like, it's funny when a game like bars your progress in certain ways with like unlockables or grindable things, because there's always a point where any player is like, nah, this is too much. They're just messing with me. I don't want to do it. But, you know, if you don't have any of it, that's often like where a lot of satisfaction, at least to me, and like a role-playing game of whatever flavor is, you know, in getting gradually stronger. You know, who doesn't like that? You probably don't play a game like this if you don't enjoy it. Core Keeper, been playing Power Simulator. Nice, nice. I never played Power Simulator, but I worked with this dude, and he was playing it, and I remember one time I helped him out with the problem he was having. There was some level, I forget the exact context, it was like a carousel maybe, you know, like a powered carousel, I think, and he was trying to watch it, he couldn't get, you know, he couldn't figure out where it was at, and I was just doing the bit, where I was like, have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? And he's like, oh man, I did turn it off because the music annoyed me, and now that's what it was, so I helped him beat a level, and I've ever since been very proud of that. You know, because there's nothing better than like being like kind of troll with your troubleshooting, but then it actually being entirely right. Because the other person's just like, yes, brilliant. You must be very proud, and you're like, yes. All right, so here we're going to do this Dark Strength, and we're going to give the Highwayman 20% damage. And then I don't think we go to trance because we won't be able to reliably move her up. Not super easily anyway. Just take the spear. And then just ditch ambushes, even though that feels not that good. Could have done this better, maybe, but it'll be all right. You know, we're managed down. There's not a single one drop. At least we're not going to get surprised. I probably could have afforded a surprise and then taken a boost, or a risk of a surprise even, because we're not going to, or a nighttime ambush rather. Yeah, that's probably a poor choice. Seems like it would be a terrible game. It's always satisfying. You know, that's the wonder of a simulator game, right? Whenever like someone will be like, "So there's this game, and you're pretending," and I'm like, "You're describing a job," and then I'm like, "No, I actually fondly remember doing some jobs in games." Do you remember Shenmue? I think of it as a Dreamcast game, but there was like you could get a job like driving a forklift in that game. There's all this stuff you could do, and I loved the forklift game. Like, that was my, like, way to make money. Like, I was a real gentleman, right? I would go to work there, and then I would go to the, you know, the arcade thing and play darts, and then, like, Space Harrier. Oh, man, I like Shenmue a lot. But, yeah. Anything that's, like, because sometimes, it's really funny, like, because I'm a cook by profession, right? And, there's some, like, parlor game, you know, not parlor game, that's not the right thing. It was a video game, a multiplayer party game, not parlor game, where, you know, you,
the ground quakes.
One of the cooking ones, and one of my buddies who is a cook was playing with someone else who is not a cook, and, like, you know, they weren't having as much fun as the non-cook person was having, and I remember being amused. And I was like, you couldn't get me to play that game. No way. But, you know, it's just, I guess it's all on how much you like your job, right? Some people are like truck drivers, and then they want to play Truck Driving Simulator. Some guys are F1 drivers, and then they want to go and play F1 Driver Simulator, you know. About 20 minutes on sale right now. I played it, you know, only once upon a time, not in the recent era, but I really liked it. It was very ambitious for its age.
Size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination.
I remember being like very like sort of inspired as a young man when Shenmue came out. Like, it really, because I was looking, it didn't fulfill this, but I was looking for sort of like a synthesis of what I loved about RPG progression with a more open world environment, and Shenmue was like an early promise of that, even though it didn't really achieve all that it dreamed of in that way. Very reminiscent of like what I would think about like how Fable occupies a space in my heart, where it's like the dream was so big and you could see that it was close, but it couldn't quite get to where it was, but it was still like totally worth doing. Only that's not a fair comparison, because like Shenmue's better than Fable, I think. I think Shenmue was like a really wonderful achievement,
a slathering testament to
like
the powers
looking
of corruption.
back. But again, I haven't played it recently. It's like any other game. Look, if it's 24 years old or whatever, it's gonna have a couple of cracks, especially in a 3D game. All right, so here what we do is get a whistle onto her right away so that we can start sinking in pistol damage.
Masterfully executed.
And then here, we could debuff her dodge. I don't think it matters. I think we just go for the damage here. 6, maybe we should have tried the dodge. She gets the occultist. She does not get him. He dodges. That is awesome. That's super good. All right, so do we go for a bleed or a swan? I think a swan is better. No, maybe a bleed would have been better. 16's fine. All right, so all she does is hit for 4. Man, we are beating the brakes off of this fight. All right, we're gonna go to debuff the dodge, reasoning that he doesn't do very much damage and the risk of a miss is worse. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there. And when Carteret gets to turn, and alright, so he goes into the pot. We're going to get him out. Yeah.
Well struck.
Perfect. This fight is sure going my way so far. I shouldn't laugh yet. But I think we're going to do like 30 damage here. 19 sort of like 30.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Because, yeah, no, this is amazing. We totally got it, right? We totally got it. Yeah. This party, you know, it did the damage right off of the bat. And that early dodge allowing us an extra turn of doing damage was great. We're just going to go in over the top. Well, we're still going to go in over the top. I think just go in for the kill on the hag. She's 28 now.
Impressive.
Next round, the highwayman will get to go first. He's real fast. No, he doesn't. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. I think we still got to go for it, right? Yeah, we just got to not miss one of these fights. And, yeah, there we go. Come on. Don't miss. Yes, yes.
Leave her corpse to rot, consumed by the spores.
And she got out. She's fine. Look, she didn't even die. Marvelous. And we get another camouflage cloak, which is just like such a good item. Alright. Sweet. And we even come out with like very minimal stress. Very minimal stress. Awesome. In conclusion, I would consider that like, I mean, with the higher dodge, which I think is very important, because if you dodge going into the pot, like, isn't that great? Because the hag doesn't do too much damage. You know, and we get the Hag's Ladle trophy, which gives you Blight Skull Chance and then Blight and Disease Resist. So, you know, we could throw that on the old Plague Doctor, and then, you know, it'd be even more resistant. We get 30 crests out of it. This ring for accuracy and crit to lose dodge. I mean, I could see a time to maybe use it, but you hate to lose dodge, right?
They meet in secret, that none may know the horrifying depths of their enquiries.
Alright, wonderful. Alright, so we've got access to a veteran man-at-arms here. Do we buy him? I think having a second one would be good. I actually... Because I was sleeping on these guys, right? Like, I should have been thinking they were better. Because there's this ability called Riposte. And it's a counterattack. I know what the word means. I just figured it would be like a single one. It's not. It lasts for turns, and it procs as many times as you get attacked. And it's so good. And that turned this guy from being he doesn't even have a self-heal character into, oh, well, that's alright then. Because he also has this guard to give him, more protection. Anyway, I just think they're a pretty cool hero, and I was definitely sleeping on them for a super long time. I think we get him just because having a second one would be fine, and I don't really,
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of a hundred
I'm sure we're about to be
campaigns.
losing some guys before too long, but... Alright, so right now, we can just go ahead and go on another mission, but to where, precious? Alright, we don't have another boss activated, so we'll just find the place that looks like it has... Huh. Okay. So it's like a purity seal, but you don't get hungry at all, and you don't get stressed from being hungry at all, and you get 5 dodge. Interesting. I don't... Ooh, here we go. No, that last one says negative healing received. Here we don't go. Alrighty, got a couple of those. Candle of Life is meh. This will get us more experience. Could be good. Huge damage versus Eldritch and bleed resist, negative max HP. The Warrens is the closest to getting another boss, so why don't we just do a short one here, see if that goes, let's do a medium one here. Yeah, and see if it goes up and gets it, and then we can do that, and I think I might have enough time for that. Probably not. Probably not. The Ancestor's Portrait, is that? He's got a little Mind Flayer face. Smart. We'll just do this one here and see if it works. Alright, so for the Warrens, I mean, we could theoretically bring this party. I just don't like the old Witch Doctor. We want to level up at least somebody here, right? Right. And who better than a bounty hunter? Do we have... She's 6 now, and we can take, like, yeah, this is fine, we got a mark, you hit the guys in the front, blah, blah, blah. Swap this to the bleed, because it could be relevant here. Seems fine. Bunch of stuff. Do we give him accuracy at the expense of stress? Yeah, I think that's worth doing. I feel like if you don't have at least a little bit of a boost for something or the other, that the game will, like, sort of get away from you. Let's take the dodge here. No, let's do that. Why not? Alright. Let's get to it. We're the fierce. We've got our skills. Yes. And we need pickaxes. Got it. We're just gonna take, what, like, a couple of those. That's too many torches. It doesn't matter.
The swine draw power from their horrid markings and crude idols. Tear them down.
Alright, we got weird grid system. We need to check this top right corner eventually. Yeah, we'll just go this way first. Good thing we brought a bunch of food because we're probably going to need it. The backtracking. Oh wait, no, I only brought some food.
Safety.
Oh no. Well, I brought too many torches. That's worse. Didn't really bring enough food. It's fine. It'll probably be fine. We'll see if it's fine. I'm just gonna mark him to get his prod down some and then get to work. Oh, the prot debuff didn't happen. That's too bad. We're gonna go for the old razzle dazzle here. Hopefully it'll hit him. Yes, there we go. And the dodge works out. He attacks me directly with an accusation. We get horrified.
Consumes the mind.
Not so good. Not so bad. Man, that hag fight went super good, though. Over the top for 36, you know. They got that, Oh, right. He even eats extra, too. Yeah, we're gonna be in trouble if we don't find some food along the way. Maybe we will.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. A decisive pummeling. Monstrous size
Beautiful.
has no intrinsic merit.
And then
unless
he accuses
an
the only guy who can
ordinary
counterattack
sanguination
him.
be Considered a virtue.
15% stress until camp. We can just clear that with a little herb, though, right?
As the fiend
Right.
falls, a faint hope blossoms. Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Like, yeah, I think we need to bring our junk with us, right? After all, it could be food. Alright, and that's an empty room, so I think we're okay to... Yeah. Got a quest location here, so we'll go down there and be able to skip that whole spur, I think.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
I'm like, oh, it's the object of Beastman worship. We will hit it with a pickaxe. Yeah. It's funny how in this game, you know, you just get a couple of crits and you dodge a couple times and all of a sudden you feel like you're doing good. Like, I'm looking back on that hag fight and I'm like, well, you know, how good did I really do, or did I just really get a couple of crits for big damage really early? Still, even at the end, it got a little sketchy. We're gonna go for the finish
Press
here.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
He has really high stun resist, but it's still worth trying, right? When the alternative is just a couple of damage and the self-heal won't even matter.
Precision and power. The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Here, the Hue to stick some damage on the stealthed guy. 40% proc. Wow. Well, you know. Swine Skyver. He's got javelins. We're just gonna go for the guy in the front, right? Try to stun him. Doesn't work. He's like a porcupine. He's got like a siege weapon there. And one of them blights us. Not ideal.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Well, at least it'll give the Vestal something to do, right? We go for a vein open here. No, we go for a shot. Ah, perfect. Max damage shot gets him for 23. That, you know, who dares wins and all that. We're gonna mark this fella for death here. $20. Oh, right. She doesn't even have the healing boost things either. Well.
Destroyed. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay. It was called 4 on the floor. I guess those, we got an achievement. I guess they were like a special guy from each of the places. You know, one of the guys that shows up on the veteran things. Remember the DLC to this game adds a bunch of new party members. Oh, cool. Yeah. My buddy at work was telling me about some of them. He was like, "Oh yeah, and then my musketeer." I'm like, "What do you mean, your musketeer? I was not assigned a musket. Back in my day, we just had crossbows, and we liked it."
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright. We have to go here to scout this room. Because although we know the last quest location's there, but if it's there, then we will kick ourselves forever. So we have to scout that room. This will just be one room of backtracking if we scout it, and 2 rooms if we can't. And I think it's worth doing. Trap right here. Fortunately, the Highwayman's got the highest stress, so, you know, he gets to fix the trap too, and, you know, feel very proud of himself.
A blazing star
and we do get the scout, and that's a room battle with Curio, not the quest thing. I was like, and we found it! We didn't. Alright, so here we actually just back out, right? 1 backtrack. Totally good, though. It is what we needed to do, is get the scout. And then we'll go here, and hopefully be given the 3rd one. I think we sleep right here. Just to get the benefits, right? We're gonna have
It's a goal without hope.
Just a regular small meal. Remove surprises. A heart that's full up like a landfill. Oh shit. Bald. It is true that I am bald, but it is also true that I've been wearing this hairstyle without the mustache since I was a boy. Although I occasionally had slightly longer hair than this, I basically have always had a buzz cut. Except for, you know, like, the part in my life where I was a punk rock kid and spiked my hair. And the part where I was an emo kid and had hair in front of my eyes a little bit. This was in, like, 2004. This was before My Chemical Romance. So, you know, emo meant something a little different than... I'm a very old person. So... we're going to de-stress himself. He's going to tell a joke, and maybe they'll laugh. They all laugh. How many adventures does it take to die in a pit? He never says the punchline, but they all laugh. We stress manage down to a very good number.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require
And now
only
we're
the
going to go
strength
here.
to
The
follow.
thing is that with too much more backtracking, if we don't find any more food, we only have got one more meal. So hopefully we'll be able to make it count, right? We go for an open vein here. No, he's got huge bleed resist. We go for this, and we'll just work on him eventually. We'll mark him first, maybe. Go here, hoping for the crit for the kill, not finding it. There we go, sticking the bleed on.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Nice. Marks the one guy, attacks the one that he doesn't mark. A very generous large flesh eater. 18, beautiful stuff. And now all we gotta do is use our high accuracy open vein. Even though I think with the steady bracer, the pistol shot would still be exactly the same. But yeah. A little bit of boosted accuracy goes a long way, I think. Same with dodge, only, you know, a smaller bit of accuracy matters. Because, as I'm saying all the time to you guys, for a defensive stat like damage reduction, the more you have of it, the more important it is. Each point is worth more than the previous point. Going from 40 to 50 dodge is so much better than going from 10 to 20 dodge. What we want to do here is heal first. No, we're going to come in for a stun on this one.
A singular strike.
Beautiful. Both of the guys in the front are stealthed, so he can't do anything. That's a little annoying. Not incredibly annoying, just a little annoying. I guess we'll just caltrop here.
Impressive.
A little bit of stress, but we did so well with the stress management at camp due to the Highwayman's hilarious dark joke. Probably should have shot the Doomsayer. We're gonna go for the party heal here. Alright, now those guys are gonna be visible. Because, like, the leper not being able to attack at all really stung, right? Here we just go for the kill. He's on the clock anyway, we just can't let it keep on, you know, running for reasons of not having party-wide stress heal as much. Do we heal him for 8? No, we're just gonna go for the kill here. Find it, that's enough to get him on a clock for his next turn. We do caltrops. The bleed will never happen, but they will... The bleed will happen? What? I guess this dude... Oh, this isn't a skeleton. This is a pig who's dressed up. He's just very thin. Got it. Alright, well, less surprised now. Here, we're just gonna... mark ourselves. When you run this with the Arbalist, you can just use that ability, and then you get, like, all the stuff. The thing is, though, is that the Arbalist, you know...
A devastating blow.
It's not very mobile, and it can't really do a lot sometimes. Alright.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Alright, now do we find it? We do. Alright. And we get to the last one. Very good. If we can just find a little more food, we can even keep on going after it.
The flow of
but
otherworldly corruption.
Little trap disarm. We're just going to continue adventuring for a bit here, right? Because we're still in fine shape. And the stress is fairly well manageable.
As the light gains
And
purchase,
I bought all this junk.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And another treasure won't go amiss. And we actually run right into the trap, because I was like, and then of course we'll just, you know, by doing these traps, we'll run right into them. Alright, so we know the guy in the back is the scary one. If we just hew here, though, he'll dodge it? He'll dodge it. Well, hey, a crit and a dodge is okay. You know, they say dodge. What they mean is miss. It just hurts your feelings less.
Blurred vision. The end.
That's what they don't teach you. Counterattack for 8. Well, you know, if the hew didn't miss, nah, you can't. Wow, that's so much damage. I guess he is the special one, though. Beautiful. He says, I never miss. It is 125 accuracy for him. It's pretty close to never. We're just gonna go in for the kill in the front. Oh! Lots of times I click
Such a terrible assault
because I
cannot be
want
left unanswered.
whatever the animation or the thing is to move, and then... Oh, no!
Reeling, about to break.
Oh, man. Well, that's what you get for being greedy. Bounty Hunter's dead. Oh, man. Well. You know, that's how quickly your fortunes can turn, right? We could have went home. We could have taken our stuff. Instead, he gets crit and then hit, and then now he's in the graveyard again. Ah, me. That's rough. All the more so because we didn't take like a single point of damage for the whole fight afterward,
Remind
right?
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
But we do get the items that he dropped, so at least there's that, right? I stupidly was just like, wow, that looks really familiar. I just knew a guy who had stuff like that.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
But, oh well. What are you gonna do, right?
Robbed of their ridings, the swine will grow ever more ignorant. If such a thing were possible. The twisting tunnels no longer exhale the toxic stench of degeneracy.
Alas, poor Duhamel. But the swine god. Oh, we get Wilbur's flag, 50% stun resist and 10 dodge. Cool. Well, we're not going to do that right now because I might not have quite enough time to do it, and then I would be stressed about getting to work. More properly, about showering with enough time. Sometimes I'll just get distracted, you know. I'll be like, man, why am I here? Oh, yes. And, you know, I have this thing where if I try to leave 5 minutes early, I end up leaving slightly late. So, you know, today I'm gonna try to show up on time. But anyway, we'll probably do this tomorrow morning or tonight. This swine god fight. I'm confident we can handle it. Our crew is gonna look something like this. We're gonna mark with the arbalist, and we're gonna knock off the marks from Wilbur. You know, just heals, and then we're gonna use the big damage out of this guy to do it. Although we could do like a bounty hunter instead of a leper. That could be fine. Do I have a bounty hunter though? My bounty hunter just died, huh? We don't have a bounty hunter. Well, it won't be a bounty hunter then, will it? I think this will be a good party for it. We got this guy at level 4. He'll be up in no time. But anyway, yeah, I think like a party like this will probably move their abilities around some, mainly just because, you know, having the resists is fine, but, you know, doing a ton more healing is finer. But really, I think the real key in this fight is just to have this flare ability. You run an arbalist, and then every time Wilbur marks someone, you clear all the marks. And then I think that's the key. The first fight, I killed Wilbur, and we barely got through an enrage on the boss. The second fight, I brought the arbalist for the mark, and then the flare ended up being masterful against it. So I think that's what we'll target this time, and I think it'll be a bit of a cakewalk there. But I mean, what do I know? I just lost a dude trying to go to one more room. So anyway, that's all I've got for you right now, though. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Really hope you've enjoyed. Later, KP, you'll have to tell me all about your new run. I very well might just get the DLCs for this after I finish my run, but you know, I might give it a little break before doing it, because when I bought this game, as I've probably mentioned before, it was like when it came out was when I bought it, but I couldn't play it because my crummy little laptop wouldn't run it in those days. I didn't have a good machine to play on, and then I just I never picked it back up, so that's why I don't have any of the DLC. Whereas if I had bought it, you know, on sale, I'm sure I would have just picked up the general thing. But anyway, I'm so glad to have finally picked it up. It's a great game, really just very enjoyable. I love how you can reduce the randomness by paying more attention, but you know, you're still always in the hold of the chaotic, like, unsureness of the game. It's really brilliant. Sure does stink to lose your only high-level bounty hunter, but we'll get another one. there are always new souls coming off of the stagecoach here in the shadow of the darkest dungeon. But anyway, see ya, KP, see ya, Shades, anyone else who's watching in the future, I hope you've enjoyed. And anyway, that's how we killed the hag. It seemed to work pretty good. It could have been cleaner, but I think the party was fine for it. And I mean, we'll probably play this tonight because I've just been having a really good time with it. But I don't know the future. If you do, let me know. Or not. See you guys.